Good morning, friends, and afternoon or evening. Good day to y'all. It's Gord Your Hurtin' Hippie, and it is Thursday. You can see behind me, I have something special. You can tell by the title, I have something special. I just want to get some of the things off my chest that I meant to bring up last time. These teeth, they hurt. These new teeth do not fit that well, and I go tomorrow to get some adjustments. So if you see me doing this, bear with me. So friends, what brings this about? Oh, and your hippie has a migraine. I've had it for a couple of days, but it's really heavy today. And why? Because starting tomorrow, the snow hits Calgary, and it's going to be a good one, they think. They're not very good at this kind of figuring things out. But now to Terry Fox. What is he? What's he mean to us? Why so much clamor about this man? And I'll tell you why. First, let's put something a little more calming behind us. Alan and Angie, thank you for mentioning these calm, peaceful backgrounds. I actually will scroll through a few. I won't even mention them from this point on. You'll just see it change behind me. Please comment below and thumbs up if you like the changes I keep making. And you will have to, Led Zeppelin, of course, shut up, Led Zeppelin. You will have to bear with me while I do this. Terry Fox held a very close place in the hearts and minds of Canadians at a time when maybe we were starting to lose our identity as a country. I felt, as I feel now, I felt then, before this all happened, a sense of disparate lack of care in the people I knew around me. People weren't together. It's kind of like, I'll just back up a little bit. It's kind of like when we in Edmonton all went through the tornado disaster of 1987. It brought that city a camaraderie that may never leave it. Sure, it dissipates over time, but it brought everyone together. Terry Fox did that on a national scale and to some degree international scale. So who is Terry Fox? Born in 1958, a year older than my sister. He would be 61 right now. Was a young man named Terrence Fox, born in Winnipeg. In 1977, this young man, so he would have been 19, I was 17, when he was an unknown. Nobody knew him. He was diagnosed with metastasis, cancer, and he was going to die. And he wrote the Canadian. Let's go. I printed something out here. Maybe this will help me because I get moved by his story a lot. And I should say the reason it's coming up today is Pasha is on the Terry Fox run today. His school will shut down for half the day, and they will walk, run, or even push, a few of them in wheelchairs, as far as they can for half the day to try to raise money for cancer. I've got to say this. I'm sorry, folks. This Man. I think I'm going to leave all this in there because this is real. This is raw. This is how I feel. When the year after my mom passed, Pasha, I'm going to put the picture up here. He wrote that he was running Terry Fox Run for his grandma who had passed away. Okay, let's get through this. Terry discovers in March 1977 he has a malignant tumor in his right leg. The leg is amputated 15 centimeters above the knee. The night before his amputation, he reads about an amputee runner, and he dreams of running. The night before his leg is coming off, all he can think of is, I should become a runner. In February of 79, a couple of years later, Terry begins training for his Marathon of Hope, a cross-Canada run to raise money for cancer research and awareness. During his training, he runs over 5,000 kilometers. In October 79, Terry writes to the Canadian Cancer Society to support his run. He says, I'm not a dreamer, and I'm not saying this will initiate... Oh, this gets cut off. I'm going to do my best. I'll fight. I promise I won't give up. That's what he tells the Cancer Society. September 2, 1980, Isidore Sharp, chairman and CEO of Four Seasons Hotel and Resorts, telegrams the Fox family with a commitment to organize a fundraising run that would be held every year in Terry's name. He writes, you stated it, we will not rest until your dream to find a cure for cancer is realized. September 2, 1980, the Canadian Television Network organizes a star-studded telethon that raises $10 million. February 1st, 1981, Terry's hope of raising $1 from every Canadian to fight cancer is realized. He wanted to raise $1 for every Canadian. We had, at that time, 24.1 million Canadians, and at that time, February 1981, he raised $24.17 million. And so Terry ran across... Yeah, this is kind of cut off. Terry tried to run across Canada. He was running every day. He was having to change his leg 4 times a day. And he made it as far as Thunder Bay, Ontario. Halfway, when the cancer took over. And he died. He died June 28th, 1981. I remember that day so well. I had just returned from my honeymoon. I'd just gotten married 7 days earlier. And it was announced on the news and right across the country that night, I can't remember the time, I think it was 6 p.m. local, that everybody would go out and honk their horn in memory of this man. I'm really showing you guys how I can get emotional. It was a moving moment. Me and my family, I was at my parents' house, me and my new wife and my new child. We already had a child. I adopted my oldest. Went out, and my parents and my siblings all went outside to our cars, and right on cue, we honked the horns. And we let go of the horns for a minute. We listened. And as far as you could hear, there were horns blaring across Canada. We even joked to ourselves, I bet you can hear it in space. It was amazing. And it pulled this country together. And every year, the Terry Fox Run has raised more money for cancer research than any other thing out there. And that's what my son is doing today. And he's running again for his grandma that he doesn't remember. But I do. And I can't get demonetized, so fuck cancer. Fuck cancer. It brings too much trouble to too many people in life. And I wish there wasn't so much money in sickness, because I really think there should be a solution for this now. I do hope you've enjoyed the backgrounds. I hope seeing the hippie like this has not changed your thoughts about me. It is an important day. The Terry Fox Run is run at a different time. Whenever it can be best done by the locality, it's usually in the fall. And our big one for the city was done a few weeks ago. This one for the school, this is the best time for them. And I, of course, have donated, as I have every single year. So, friends, if you didn't know about Terry Fox before, you know about him now. And this country, this world, could use a few more heroes like that, and a lot less of the whiny stuff that goes on today. Life is hard. We don't need to make it harder by being forever offended. Let's move on. Let's emulate the strength that came from that young man, from that man that was a few years older than me. It amazes me that he ran till they told him, you got to stop. And when he stopped, he died just a few days later. And he gave his life for the end of this disease. And I hope that within my lifetime, we can find it. Now, little known facts, hey friends? Let's try a smile. Let's try to smile. Once in a while, these things, I'm in the middle of a super huge migraine, and I do think that has contributed to my emotional state, but I have always been an emotional person when it comes to Terry Fox. In the 16th and 17th centuries in the country of Turkey, anyone caught drinking coffee was put to death. Wow. Thank you for that not becoming a thing. Turkey, you're weird. Abraham Lincoln's dog, Fido, was also assassinated. I did not know that. That's why you stay tuned for little known facts. Friends, peace and cheers, love and harmony. Catch you on the other side. I hope this finds you well.